welcome to our podcast, The Spicy Waitress Diaries. So my name's Tia.
My name's Opal.
And together we run Envy Entertainment.
Yep. We've had Envy for about only a year.
A year.
Yeah.
Last year, March.
Yeah. Seems like it's been longer, but only a year.
Mm-hmm.
We've had our own agencies separately for about... How long have you had yours?
Since I was 21, so what's that? 3? Yeah, so the industry was just very shit.
Yeah, I think a lot of girls don't think to like put their brains together and work with girls. I know it's a very catty, sort of competitive industry, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like, we have created an amazing company with now 350 girls Oz-wide off, you know, jumping over that hurdle of jealousy and cattiness and working together, putting our strengths together.
Yeah, and I did think when we first met, like, I know if you would have had this as well, but you were so chill, and then I was like, I can't trust her, what's happening? Like, what is she going to do to me? And it's just like, you can't help but think that way because...
Our brain is literally wired that way from years of...
Literally, like, it's so fucked up how much. And I think the fact that we both went through so much drama just added to it. Like, we weren't just typical waitresses working and you have that drama. It's like, no, let me call you a sex trafficker. Let me call you this. Like, we will get into that. But, like,
yeah,
it's just, and it's like people don't realize that that's our lives. This is our job. Like, this is, like, our income. And then these girls are just...
cutthroat.
Yeah, so we're glad we met.
Yeah.
And, yes, did end up trusting you. My name's Tia. I'm 25. At Envy, I am on the phone, so I'm the customer service. I'm the one every time you call. I'm the one you're speaking with. I look after managing the girls. I run all the bookings. I'm posting all the jobs. I'm looking after the admin side of things. I am training people, and yeah, I think that's all my job roles.
Yeah,
I think.
That's enough.
That's enough.
So I'm Opal. I run the social media side of things, and then I also handle recruitment. So when we get new girls, I train them up to, you know, be trained on the industry and how to have your first ever job and how to be successful. And shows. And we also do show training.
Yeah, love the show training.
Yeah, they're fun days. Yeah. So we do like photo shoot days, general training, and then show training.
We started Envy Entertainment last year and we have been loving it. And so we actually decided together that we would create a podcast.
Yeah.
Discussing everything in the industry, the good, the bad,
the ugly,
the scary, and just kind of bring it to light, because I think so many times when I talk to people, they're like, that's so interesting. It's just it's another world.
Yeah, we're like desensitized to this.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
How long have you been doing this?
7 years, I think.
Wow. Yeah. Me, like 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I'll be 26 in March this year.
Yeah.
And you'll be 25 in December.
Yeah. I feel so old.
Little baby, no younger than me.
But yeah, it's like as the years kind of go on, you get a little bit more desensitized to it, and then like when we speak to our clients, they're just like amazed by the life that we live, the stories we hear, because we're always the first to hear obviously what's going on.
Yeah.
We get the good, the bad, and the ugly, like we said before. So we can't wait to, you know, spill the beans a little bit, tell you guys some goss, and give you a bit of insight about what our life is and what happens on jobs without
giving too much.
Disclosing too much.
We're going to have some interviews with other workers, sex workers, OnlyFans girls, show girls, talking about their life, you know, strippers, how it's different from being in the strip club to topless waitressing, and all the ins and outs of what they go through and how they've done it and how they've handled it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit nervous for not letting out too many secrets, but it'll be good. So welcome to the Spicy Waitress Diaries.
Please give us a like, share, and subscribe, and let's get into it.
Beautiful. All right. So, Opal, explain what Envy is and why we started.
Sure. So, Envy is an adult entertainment agency. We started purely just because I think we both had the same mindset You were actually taking over my phones while I was away.
Yeah.
And I kind of saw the potential in you. You saw the potential in me. And we had the same mindset and kind of the same background of what we had experienced in the industry. So that kind of led me to be like, hey, look, I need this. And then I don't think you were too keen on it at first.
Nah, I don't think so.
But I basically pitched to Tia. I said, like, I think I can see the potential in you. I love how you run. I love, like, you know, what you stand for. And basically said, let's merge our businesses instead of, you know, going against each other. As women, let's come together and, like, highlight each other's strengths sort of thing.
And as much as, like, how in the industry it can be so hard to trust people, and I think it coming out of so much drama the year before, I was like, ooh, do I trust this? And then I think when I caught up with you to talk about it, I was like, nah, let's do it. Because I did take over your phones, and then I was liking that, and I was like, you know what, I need to just let go of my company. I think I had like this, you know, it's mine. Yeah. It's mine. I don't want to share it.
It's your baby. It's your little business. Yeah. You're from Adelaide. I'm from Melbourne. We both have worked for years to build up our client base. So, you know, to hand over your phone is basically, this industry is handing over all your years of work.
Yeah. And then you reached out to me and you were like, oh, can you do the phones? You were going away. And then I think you did mention about a merge. And I was like, oh, maybe. And I was just like, I don't know. And I had to really think about it. Yeah. And then I spoke with Matt and he was like, just do it. And I was like, you know what, I really should. Because at the end of the day, it was just holding on to a name that I had built. And if you're going to grow in business, it's about getting uncomfortable and just taking those risks. And I was like, what harm can it do? Literally, you know what? If I didn't merge with you, I would have no business. Yeah. Because Adelaide's so quiet. Like, it's picking up now, but I didn't do advertising. I didn't do social media.
But I also think as well, babe, like, if I didn't merge with you, I probably, like, would not be held accountable for my business, even though it's my business. It's just, like, we both have a position in this business that we hold each other accountable, and you know, we bounce ideas off each other. We like literally motivate each other to always come up with a new idea. Like, you guys should see our meetings. We're just like, we should advertise here. We should do this. We should do this. Like, we have big plans.
We have like, okay, so for our brains, we went from Notion to like Trello boards to Google Documents for meeting notes. We were like, we have so many, and they would just be going all over the shop. But I think, we definitely push each other, and it's good. I always feel like if I haven't done enough work as well, I'm like, I feel like Opal's doing more than me. I need to do more. Yeah. And it just is that nice thing. And also, they're held accountable. Like, I know that I don't want to fuck you over. Yeah. And, like, this is as much yours as mine. So if I fuck it up, I'm fucking your income up. I'm fucking that up. And it just isn't.
You can't be lazy.
No.
Like, I feel like I've got another business. You've got another business as well. Like without, you know, we try and make this business. Well, we do. We make this a legitimate business. Even going off, you know, against the years of standards that like the other agencies have, which are pretty shit. Like, they don't run like an actual business does. And that's what we're trying to do with Envy. We're trying to transform kind of the
industry,
traditional industry, you know, standards, and make this a legitimate business, so that everything from, you know, security, from like the girls and training to
contracts,
onboarding, communication, onboarding, everything is, you know, at a better level. Yeah.
And I think it's such a shock. Like, the girls love it, but it's such a shock. And it's like, oh, can you get this signed? Can you do this? And it's like doing it all proper, because it's been so long where girls just literally, they'd jump into the industry, they'd work, and they'd just fuck off, really.
Because that's what everyone sees it like that. Like, everyone always sees it. Like, I was out on the weekend and I was talking to these girls, like, trying to recruit them, of course. Same pretty girls. I'm like, join me.
Come
the wild
with me.
Side. And they're like, oh, we don't have tits, so we can't do it. I'm like, is that what you think it is? It's not just having big boobs and, like, get your boobs out, you're going to make so much money.
I mean, look at, like, mine compared to Opal's. We are not wearing a push-up bra today. But it's not. And I think that's like, I mean, we've done so many jobs and they've been like to me, don't get your boobs done or anything, like they're good size. And they're like, we like chatting with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's talking. And I was even saying to someone the other night, I was like, it's not, because yes, you can be hot. That's great for the first 10 minutes. Then you got to talk to them. Then you got to like have fun with them. And if you're just like sexy as, but just like a brick wall, it's like, or like nothing up there. Yeah. They're just straight away like, why did I book you? Yeah. And so it really is, you need to be able to talk to people. You need to be able to communicate, have fun, be sexy. Like I've been to some where guys are so timid and shy, and by the end of it we've got their tops off, slapping them, like they're loving it. We're writing like you dirty whore on their chest, and they're like, they were loving it and they were so out of their shells. Like one had like a little sweater vest on,
but
and
those are like the nights that they will never forget.
Exactly. And that's the point. And it's like, I just want to, that's why we need to train them to be like, this is the person you need to embody, this is the person you need to become. And that's why we're so hands-on with our business. We're not just like, cool, join the company,
join the crew. We've actually got a process of onboarding. So like you'll either speak to me or another one of our girls, Angel, and she will basically run you through training. And then we actually have like shoot days, training days, show training as well, which is you'll meet us in Melbourne, you'll meet us, we do those training days. That's like, you literally get to trial all the props and all the like little tricks that I'm showing you as well.
The cucumber.
All the fruit and veggies that I have. The fucking XXL dildos, like you'll actually get to like try it in real time, sort of thing, and then we do the training, and it's good just to like for everyone to meet everyone.
100%, because you want girls. It's so much better if girls are all friends or like know each other and they go to a job. Like it's just like going to a party with your best friends, really, and that's so much better. So the more we can get everyone involved with each other, chatting with each other, like being nice to each other and just sharing the workload and everything. I think
like it's really important as well with like doing shows. If you are a show girl and you do like a double girl show, it's good to like meet your partner before. Like I have rocked up back in my time. I have rocked up and not known like who I was working with for a lesbian show. This one time I rocked up, it was like a 25-minute lesbian show. I was working back to back this night as well. It was like a Saturday night, so I didn't even bother to check who I was working with. And I rocked up and it was this girl that I fucking hated, and like we just had to suck it up, eat each other's meow meows and move on with it.
Oh no, that would have been like hate sex on that. On that note, talking about corporate events and bucks parties, let's dive into what events we do, what services we provide, from our topless waitresses to our naked sushi platters.
And everything in between.
So
I would probably say the most popular is obviously our topless waitressing.
For buck shows.
But we also have another side of our business, which is Envy Events. So we have collaborations with venues around Melbourne, and we provide them with like trained RSA trained booth bottle girls, and even waitresses there as well. So they're obviously in a public venue. And you do have to have your RSA for that. But if you are wanting to kind of dip your toes in a little bit for the industry, this is a really good option to get yourself socialized in this sort of industry, but also be clothed. So it's the same type of vibe, being that flirty, bubbly person who's serving drinks, but tits are away. And it's just like, it's nice to do it. It's actually really fun. I think that's such a great way to start and get your confidence up and then move into topless. Where you make the real money. So with our topless bookings, we pay you guys by the hour. So it's, the rates vary between topless, clothed, nude. and
lingerie.
And lingerie, and then you can also make extra money with lap dances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like we would have like a pickup each job. That is your money. It's different to strip club, which we can get into after. But so you'll have a pay that you'll pick up, and then you can actually leave that night. Like I've made in one night like a couple grand easily, but like I walked in thinking I'm picking up a couple of hundred or something. So.
Yeah, it really changes and varies. Like we hear about some girls literally making $5 grand on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you'll only make your pickup. So it's a very volatile kind of job.
Yeah.
But you have to be prepared and like just understand that like what goes up comes down and then it goes up again and then comes down. So
prepare.
It's like
get prepared.
Prepare, save your money.
Yeah. And then we've got our XXX shows, we've got our mild shows, we've got hardcore lesbian shows, we've got the works. So
The
if you're
four-way show.
Oh yeah.
The lesbian centipede.
The centipede. So when you're booking, if you're someone who's like, we're just keeping it very tame, it's like, okay, we'll go for a mild show. They're like strip teasers, and then you go to XXX, which is like toys involved, and then obviously hardcore, we can imagine what that's going to go up to. Yeah. Just like a fucking... Opal's the show person, so we'll let her explain all the shows on another one. I think that needs a whole podcast dedicated.
Definitely.
The centipedes.
Yeah.
But as for the rest of our things that we do, we actually have poker dealers. We have professional poker dealers, so they can come and sit there topless and like deal you poker, and then imagine like two topless waitresses sitting on your laps, and you want a drink, you don't need to leave the table. Perfect. Because I know no one wants to leave the table when they're playing poker. It's like I've spoken to one of them before, and they're like, shh. I'm like, my pubes are out there. Shh.
Know your place.
So just having all that sorted for you, so much easier. And like how hot poker night with topless girls. And then we have cooks, cleaners. So picture this, you've got a bucks party, and then the next morning you're all hungover, you wake up, and then you book topless cleaners and cooks through us. You've got a topless girl cooking you eggs and bacon, and then you've got a girl picking up all the cups, cleaning up. And like best, who wouldn't want that? So we can organise the night to the morning for you guys, like everything. It's a whole package.
Yeah.
What else do we have? We have companion one-on-one, so we do girlfriend and friend companions. So friend companion is more one-on-one, hanging out, banter, like having drinks, just socializing and having a good time, whereas girlfriend experience is more you're flirty, you're touchy, it's more intimate. We have nude sushi platter girls.
Yeah, that is wild to me.
I would love to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to like lay still. I'd be like, got any games on your phone or something? I'm bored.
But yeah, you can book girls to be a sushi platter. Like that's the extent of what you can book.
Let's visually lay it out. So there is a table, and your naked lady lays on the table, and then they place little pieces of bite-sized sushi all over this lady, and she just lays there.
Fishy.
She lays there with her fishy sushi all over her, and they come up with chopsticks and like eat it
and
off.
eat it, yeah. I mean, if you're extra lucky, she might let you use no hands. And we also have just started online live shows.
Yeah,
so,
how exciting.
I know. We were thinking, it gets quiet when it goes colder, and we're like, people are indoors. Why not book them the experience online?
Yeah.
And then also for like the people who don't have a bucks party coming up, like don't have that party where they're like, oh, well, I can't book you guys because you don't have, like, I don't have a group or anything. Well, they don't want to go out and talk to a girl in person. You know, some are shy, which we need to like accommodate for them.
As well.
Some are married. But we book online shows, so you can basically book a girl in. You would have like a online camera chat with them, and they would do a XXX show for you. You can chat with them. You can do whatever you want, really.
And this is the best because you get to pick like your favorite girls that you've actually maybe met before as well. So you guys can have that more intimate experience than you were probably able to have when you met them.
Yeah.
And it's in the comfort of your own home.
And lastly, what we book it in Melbourne only, are escorts. So yes, we do book that. The perfect ideal night would be like taking a girl out to dinner, like girlfriend, companion, and then escorting after. Like it's just like, it's perfect. The guys love it. Like a lot of our clients, our regulars who do it, they prefer that. And then you're getting to know the girl.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, it's more intimate. Like you can, you know, build that relationship with the girl. And it's just more than just some party at a Bucks party.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I feel like on the girls' perspective as well, it's a lot better to have a more comfortable booking. I mean, some of these bookings where you just rock up for 1 hour and you get paid that standard rate, and then you just kind of get in and get out.
Yeah.
Like we tailor services off based on what our clients have previously told us about, and our feedback has been that they would like, you know, 1 hour companion and then 1 hour this, topless maybe, and then 1 hour like full service, so that they can feel like it's an actual like
A date.
sort of emulate a more realistic date.
Yeah, not just like, sup, I'm Tim.
Come in. Yeah.
Get your clothes off. Like, I mean, we are, as much as we're a topless waitressing agency, like we are classy girls and we have hot girls. It's like, this is not a brothel that you're just walking into, bam, bam.
Thank you,
Chandelier.
ma'am. No, we're not. And like, our girls are fucking good looking.
So hot.
Like, we literally have our clients come to us and be like the girls were amazing. A, they were amazing. B, they looked like their photos. And C, they actually were a vibe too.
Like, I think that's one thing, even when I met you, you were like, every girl I hire, like, needs to look like a collage.
Yeah.
It was a big thing, because especially, like, we have had, like, you know, there's been fuck-ups where, like, things haven't gone right, like, in the past, and the guy is paying, like topless waitressing is $150 per hour.
Yeah.
And you're booking minimum 2 hours, or you're booking multiple girls. Like, imagine you're spending at least $1,000 on a night, and you have looked at this photo and gone, she is so hot, and you're waiting for her to get there, and catfish.
Yeah.
Like,
some are like violent catfishes.
so bad.
Some are really bad. Me and Tia are just like shocked, and we also feel bad that, you know, A, on one hand it's like she feels the need to have to edit her photos, and also B, we feel bad for our client too.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's why now, like, I think us taking more the professional route in this, like, getting all their information and doing like Zoom calls with them, like recruitment process. Like, we want to see what you look like in person. We don't want to see some edited photo.
So like, our onboarding process is doing a Zoom call or a video, Google Meet, and like, that's where we can see if they actually look like the images they're portraying themselves. So we do that with every single girl we hire with Envy.
And there's actually been some where they'll over edit, like all of the collages, we don't have filters, we don't have edits. Like, obviously photo shoot edits, yes, little edits, not where your waist is like a size 10 but you've cropped it down to a size 6. Like, it needs to be real, because at the end of the day, this is the whole thing of building confidence, and you don't want to rock up to a job and pretend you're something else. It's like,
Who would want that?
Yeah.
Like, at some point you're going to show up to that job and show up as your true self. So why do this? This is just setting yourself up to fail. You might think, I'm going to edit my photos so I can get this job and get this job, but that will be the last job that you get.
You really need to think long term.
Yeah.
I think that's a massive thing as well on anything. Like, from the beginning of the booking, how I treat that client, how our girls show up, and the girls also need to remember, like, yes, this is a client for us. We want to keep that client ongoing, which we've had so many come back because they're like, oh, like, literally a message I got today, I was like, oh, how did you meet us? And he goes, oh, my mate's got a Bucks booked on the 15th of Feb, and then so I booked for mine, and we just had 2 weekends where they booked one Bucks party, the next Bucks party, and then on the Friday, both times they rang up and they're like, can we get girls tonight as well? So that was 4 parties in a row.
Yeah.
And it's because we keep good rapport
Yeah.
from the minute I answer the phone to how the girls are trained to how the girls communicate on the night and show up. And it's like, long term, if they like them, like Selena at the job the other night, she's like, same boys that booked last year in Brighton on the weekend. Like, she's like, oh, met them all last year, and so they wanted me again. And it's like
even a year later.
A year later, and it's like crazy because like girls just think, oh, one night, like let's get our money and go. It's like, no, you don't realize there is a massive group of boys.
Yeah,
they're all gonna get married at some point.
Yep.
And if you're a highlight to them,
if
you
get
are
that $1 million percent, then you'll get booked and booked again.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. You want to build a reputation. This is your reputation.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, yes, it's our company's reputation, but you as a worker have your own reputation to support our company, but support yourself as your own business person within our business. I want to get my boobs done this year. Ooh. And then I was like, because I no longer work in the industry, I was like to my partner, would you mind if I just went and worked again until I pay for my boobs? And he's like, no. I was
how good is that? Like it's always going to be there. As long as, I always say this, as long as males are males, our jobs will always be here.
The sex industry is the longest running, except for fishing, because how did they pay for the first prostitute? That's a legit thing.
What?
They paid for the first prostitute with a fish. That's how they used to pay for things. So fishing was like the ultimate job first. And then prostitutes and like stripping, because it was all back in the day.
You mentioned that you're not working in the industry anymore.
No.
What's your reason, and what was your first ever job like?
Okay, well, let's start off with my first ever job, because that was so fun. Like, I was 19. I used to work at Jamie's Italian. Shout out, that was a good pasta. And then the bartenders, I was really good friends with them, and one of them was getting married, and he's like, do you want to come do lingerie waitressing at his bucks? I was like, sure. And then so we went.
Bold.
But we went to Maslin's Beach, which is in Adelaide, and like this massive 2-story house, so beautiful, along the beach. And I just did lingerie waitressing, charged like $100 an hour, had no idea what I was doing, served drinks. I was like, I think that sounds good. And then they came back, and strippers were coming the next night. And then we did jelly wrestling. I did a show. I don't do shows.
Wait, did you sleep?
Yeah, I did a bit. I was 19. It was like everything was new.
Days.
Everything was brand new. And then what happened? Yeah, we did jelly wrestling. I did a show, and I just like had never done one, and apparently it went well. But and I don't do shows. I didn't do them. And then the strippers took a photo of me and sent it to their boss, and then I got connected through an agency, and then started with them. And so that was my first job. Like, in the jelly wrestling, it was full on. Like, he pulled my hair. Like, it was like...
Wait, you fought a guy?
I fought a guy. The Buck's brother. The Buck's brother. And then the reason why I have stopped is because I met my partner, Matthew. And we met at Sexpo when I moved to Melbourne. And I literally was like... I had just broken up with my ex. I was like... I'm partying, I'm working, I'm going in, and I set up like all this stuff to go to Sexpo, like went to Sexpo, had the booth organised, and then I see this man. He was like shirtless. He was doing like stripping. He had just started with Men in Dreams, and he was just doing like topless waitering, and he was walking around with this snake tattoo on his chest, and I was just like, I want that one. I didn't talk to him the whole weekend, and I even said like, go away at one point, like, because I was playing beer pong. And then we basically started dating not long after that. We just started vibing, and I don't know, it's just like when it's the one, you're just kind of like, I just didn't want to go. Like, I definitely went to a booking after like starting with him, and I was like, I don't want to be here.
It's funny. It's funny, like, we're both very strong, independent girls. No man could ever tell us what to do. But when you do truly love that person, like you do, it just feels odd. It feels odd, and it's not like something that you feel like doing. And like, I used to work in this industry with all of my girlfriends, and they've all just dropped off like flies because they've gotten in relationships, which is so good. Like, I'm so happy for them all. But yeah, it's a really hard thing to be in a relationship and be in this industry at the same time.
What was the dynamic like when you and your girlfriends were working compared to like now?
It was crazy. We were like getting booked like every single weekend all together. And then, like, I think because we were all together and we were actually best friends, we just treated it like we were
Like a
partying.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably why we kept getting booked and booked and booked. And then we also did that little iconic lesbian centipede show, and that like got us booked and booked and booked and booked.
Nice.
Like, yeah.
I really want to see this.
Well, I'll set the scene. Like, if you imagine the human centipede, you've seen the horror movie.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but the lesbian version.
Yeah. No
And then,
Asian
like-
guy in the middle.
No guys allowed. When I first started at the club, I worked at Dreams on Flinders Street. I remember this lady at Dreams was literally like in her 40s. She had kids, like she was like full mum, like had that, like lived a double life. She made so much money.
MILF vibes.
Like she could go up to a client, but it would take her like 15 seconds at max, and then bam, booked all night.
She's probably like, I have milk coming out of my boobs. You want to come with me? And the other.
Dreams was so interesting. Like you said earlier, you don't have to be like a top model to make a lot of money in this industry. That's what taught me that you don't, like, to have good communication skills and be able to like embody someone else, or, you know, really step into your feminine, sexual, sensual energy as a woman. That's all you need to master. Like, it doesn't really matter too much. As much as a vain industry it is, it actually doesn't matter once you like master that. It's not all making money, sunshine and rainbows. Like, it's a pretty like scary kind of, you can be open to scary situations, and you know, unfortunately we've had our own kind of situations that we will dive into.
Yeah, we definitely have some scary stories to tell, and I mean, not everything's going to be so bubbly and light-hearted. The industry definitely has two sides to it. It can be great and it can be not so great. So that's all for today. Thank you for tuning into our first ever podcast with the spicy Waitress Diaries.
Thanks guys so much for watching. Please give us a like and subscribe. See you next time. Mwah.